Well, this market is currently putting us under a bit of pressure here. We've seen the S&P gap up today, but BTC, they're just bleeding us out. We're sitting around this 40,000 level. So today we're going to look at these levels. We're going to see if they're going to come for the CME gap at around about 39K. We're going to look at that. Then I'm looking at a few altcoins for you with some levels that they could bounce at now potentially. And if they do, we're gonna make some cash here. But if they don't, we're going to catch these levels a little bit lower down. And if they do, we're gonna make some cash here. But if they don't, we're gonna. Okay, right. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. So the altcoins that I've got for you guys today. Let's just get these out quickly. Ondo, Doge, Render, Mav, Celestia, ETH, Link, and then I've got tons more. And then 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓, he's a little bit bearish, and he's opened a put option, and we're gonna open one on the show as well. We're gonna actually copy his setup. So we've got a lot to get in today, guys. Let's get right into it. You can see they've been bleeding us out today. A couple of threats that we were going to get a bounce a few times today, and you know, the market's just not giving it to us. So let's quickly jump into BTC and let's see what the current situation is, and we're going to try and tie it into some of these altcoins. So here we are, BTC on the 4 hour. Where were we last week? Last week, Thursday, we were sitting on this trend. We were looking at potentially losing this trend, and our target was a big move from these lows, and they gave it to us. They gave it to us on Friday. They bled us down, but they gave us quite a big, strong bounce. And a lot of us and a lot of Twitter and everybody thought, well, that was it. That was the bottom. We did find it a little bit odd that they didn't close that CME gap. And maybe this is the moment now that they're going to come and just close the CME gap. So just to recap these lows, if we don't bounce exactly in this area right now, we know the CME gap is around about 39,600. That is to close the gap entirely. And I've highlighted this little region here. This is a nice little thick zone here that should cover any wicks into that area. And I also have the 100-day MA just pushing through a little bit over here. So big levels we're watching this area right here, this 40,300 level. Then lower down, I do have this horizontal 39,900, and then anything down to round about 39,300 could be considered fairly reasonable if they're coming to close this current CME gap that everyone's been talking about. But then that is where we are bullish. That is where we are looking for a nice solid bounce, even if it's, you know, they're going to give us something, because the shorters are going to come in here and they're going to squeeze the shit out of these guys. And, you know, at some point we are going to move up. So areas we're going to watch when we do get this bounce, and it should happen quite quickly once we do, because they're going to start smashing these shorts. Areas we're watching 41,600. That is a nice hot zone. You can see nice little horizontals here to work with. And then a little bit higher, we've got this nice region here at around about 43K. Anything that happens above that, we'll have to deal with. But these are two hot areas for me that I'm watching for now. So if we do push up, those are areas we're going to have a problem with BTC, unless the buyers really start coming in hard there for us. Right, let's look at just a couple of tweets floating around here. This guy, Gold Cryptos, he says, no, the bottom signals, it's fired. Arthur Hayes is bearish. He said that we got other traders on Twitter calling a 45K cycle top. McDonald's resumes are being sent around. Guys, who's sending their CVs around here for McDonald's? And the group chat is 35K will be an interesting level. I know we all talking about these new levels, so we're going to zoom out as well and just give you a bigger picture view as to what levels are interesting and what we can be watching. So let's just bang out this BTC 3-day, or this is the BTC weekly, and here it is. Like I said, I'm not removing this little mark until this move is over, but I was looking for this that rejection there at that 48K. So we're going to just gloat about that for a while until this thing bleeds down. And our original target, the way we work out our targets, just a reminder for you guys. I like to pull fibs from the low of a move to the high, and as we print new highs and as things start moving higher, these fibs start coming up. But as long as we have confluence, we can mark them as solid areas for us. So quite an interesting take here is if we pull this 382 on the weekly from the low on 11th of September, we pull that 382, you're going to see this 382 ties in pretty much perfectly with that current CME gap. So that is a very interesting area now, because we know we get reactions on these 382s, and now we have a situation where we've got a 382 pull on a weekly, and we've got a CME gap. There's a little bit of confluence there. So maybe we are going to get our little bounce there, but I still feel the current play here is going to be net down for the foreseeable future, for the next couple of months. So even we're going to get these bounces and things like that along the way. But my feeling is, yeah, net down until we start banging levels a little bit lower. And areas I like right now, the 618 tied in with the 200-day MA and these horizontals. So that is a nice little area here for me at around about 34K. So that is my current low hot zone. And then we do have this big weekly region with trend at 31,000. And we do have another weekly level here at 37K. So hot zones for me, 39.5, 37K, 34K, and 31. So these are areas of interest to me. These are areas of interest in my group chats. That's where I'm looking at the moment. Okay, and then I mean, you guys probably heard all day from all the fundamental guys and all the other videos they're available on YouTube. But you know, we know this grayscale situation is putting us under pressure with the BTC selling. We know that. That's why there's pressure in the market, and you know, it's almost relentless at the moment. They are just they keep moving these BTC off, and it's putting pressure on the market. The minute they stop, we are going to get some kind of breather here. So we just need to tie it in with the charts. We need to watch the news, and the minute that type of selling slows down, then we should get a little bit of a relief here. Okay, one more thing here: dominance. A little bit more admin here for us. This is dominance on the weekly. No real changes. These are weekly candles, obviously. So it's been pretty stagnant for the last 2 weeks, but you can see we are struggling at the 200-day MA at the moment. So this is a resistance area for dominance. And remember, altcoin traders, what we want is dominance to be coming down. That's our situation for altcoins. We want to be long on these alts. We need dominance to be playing the game with us. So as long as dominance is pushing up, it's not working in these altcoins' favor. So what we want to see really is dominance to start reversing while these altcoins are sitting on the supports that they're sitting on right now. So the minute we get that signal, or the minute we get that trigger, then we know that these alts are potentially going to start moving. But until this dominance starts dumping here, we're going to be under a little bit more pressure on some of these altcoins. Okay, let's pull out 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧's trade, which I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to open it for you guys a bit later in the show after we've looked at some of these altcoins. But basically what he's done here, he's basically turned bearish on BTC, and he's opened up a put option for the 29th of March. And he's basically saying it's going to be 35K or lower by the 29th of March, 2024. And, you know, he's quite a smart guy, and people like what he has to say. So I thought today we're going to use Coincall, which is one of the exchanges that we use for futures. We use it for options as well, and we can basically mirror this trade now on Coincall. So I'm going to do it with you guys. So in the meantime, grab the Coincall link in the description, sign up. There are sign-up bonuses available, and we can take 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧's put option together now. So grab that link in the description, get signed up, do the admin, whatever you need to do, and towards the end of the show, we're going to take that option together. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, before we carry on, who's here? Who's in the chats? Who's here? Starwa says, music down, please. Okay, we can work on the music. I'm sure I can work on. Who else is here? Danish says he's got no money left. Are you getting bled out here? What's happening? Daniel Dillinger says, set your limit orders. The wick is coming. Yes, guys, I'm feeling it. And talking of limit orders here from Daniel Dillinger, I've got some limit orders set here in Prime XBT that I'm working on currently, and you can see they're over here. So this is a BTC setup that I'm working on at Prime XBT. You can see I'm sitting in a current position of 0.25 BTC, and I have set limit orders lower down with the assumption that they're going to come and flush us out here, and we're going to close the CME gap. So you can see I've put a cluster of limit orders here on Prime XBT, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, all the way down. And, you know, hopefully if we do get flushed out there and they close the CME gap, we're going to pick up just over 1 BTC worth of long positions here on Prime XBT. So let's see how that plays out. So that is my strategy with these limit orders. Obviously, if they push us much lower than that, I'm going to get absolutely rinsed on this trade. So guys, just remember, if you are setting these limit orders and things, you need to understand the risk. If you look away and they come and push you right through, you can get rinsed out on these positions. But I didn't want to miss this during the show, so I thought it was probably a good idea using Prime XBT. I can see my orders quite nicely, and you can also just move them around. You can move them up and down. So right now I've got limit orders set from about 40,000 down to 39.5 on Prime XBT. Let's see if they come and close this gap for us. I see Val is here, Michelle is here, Bruce is definitely in the background. Bruce is feeling a bit under the weather, so you're not going to see him on the screen, but you're going to see Bruce there in the chats. We had some Doge action today. Let's see what else we got. Mihai is here. Soul trade got stopped. Yeah, we hit a couple of stops there on some of our trades. Let's see what else. Scott Days is sitting in a lot of spot positions, so he's doing okay. Okay, so guys, let's see how this plays out as we go. I'm going to start taking you through some of these altcoins. And look, if we get an opportunity during the show, we're going to try and grab a couple of trades here. Maybe if we get a bounce, we're going to jump into a few longs. So first things first, ETH BTC. Again, we like to watch ETH strength versus BTC. We know if ETH is stronger than BTC, that's potentially a good sign for some of these altcoins. But we can see now we've had a nice break of resistance for ETH versus BTC, and now it would make sense for a little retest. So this could be an indication that BTC may or may not outperform ETH for the next little while we wait for this retest here. So I'm watching this region currently, the 382, the horizontal, and the 200-week MA as a potential retest. So that could put ETH BTC under a bit of pressure. So for example, if BTC starts pumping, it will pump a little bit harder than ETH, for example. If BTC dumps, well, it's going to put even more pressure on ETH. So let's keep an eye on this as a retest zone, this 0.056 area. That's what we're going to be watching. And then just with regards to ETH, we've seen the ETH Foundation, they've been selling a little bit of ETH here. And, an on-chain analyst notes that ETH is in a key demand zone. So we've got other traders now waking up saying, hey, we've been selling ETH, but maybe ETH is now in a potentially hot area. And there's three areas here for me for ETH that we've been watching now for quite a while. And ETH is now currently dipping into that first area. So we're actually just putting a little bit of pressure on this area. So ETH traders, okay, if you've got it in you, these are levels you need to be looking at right now for ETH. Okay, this is an area here. Anything from 2380 down to this 50-day MA for me is a potential reaction zone. So 2380 down to about 2340. That is a little reaction zone. We know this 50-day MA gets respected with some of these altcoins. We know we get these reactions around the 50-day MA. If you take a look here, we've treated this one as support here. We've bounced off it a couple of times. And if we come and visit this area, maybe a little wick below, but I'm looking for some kind of reaction in this area. So we do have a little backup area here, the 618 tied in with some horizontals at 2,300. So this whole region that we're watching here is a potential reaction zone where we might get this ETH reversal that we are waiting for on these altcoins. So let's see how much pressure BTC is going to put us under. But if we do get a quick little wick on BTC down to 39.5, I think we're going to see ETH banging on the 618 at this 2,300 level. So that is a nice little hot zone for me for Ethereum to keep your eyes on. If we do get a little bit more pressure, ETH trade is your next big zone where you can look for a nice reaction. You're looking at about 2,100. That 2,100 region is another nice strong zone over here. So 2,100, and then anything now, if you keep your eyes on the 618, look for a reaction here down to 2,300 or just above this 2,300 region, then we should get some kind of reaction there. Just looking in the chats here, I see Simon's in the chats, just like blowing them up here with his comments. Simon, when are you coming back into the back end of the show here? What's going on here? I see he's chatting to everybody there in the back. Okay, Jockey wants some Solana. I do have Solana for you guys. So I'm going to go through these alts here in front of me. The first one, Arbitrum. Again, this is a really good area right now. So, you know, it's actually quite tricky when BTC starts dumping on these levels and we get these alts sitting in these nice areas, and we know we're all feeling bearish. But how long have we been bleeding into this area? We've tested this area on Friday. We've had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're now Monday, and we're sweating on these levels. And to me, it's telling me that you know, we might be reaching a point where this market wants to turn around. And you know, the best place to be doing these types of things is on big support regions and nice solid areas. So again, this is something that I'm playing around with at the moment on Arbitrum. This is Arbitrum 12 hour. I do like this area here, and there is a potential bearish setup on the 12 hour forming. But to form this head and shoulders setup on Arbitrum tells me we're going to need some kind of bounce here on this token before this setup can take place, and that'll take us down to this 200-day MA. So right now, I'm leaning towards an Arbitrum bounce here more than a bigger flush out. So what I would say is watch this 50-day MA coming up here at 1.56. You can see we've got some wicks lower down. So 1.56. Watch this 50-day MA as a worst case sort of wick area where they might potentially try and bounce you. But if we do react and this market gets some momentum, I'm looking for this right shoulder on Arbitrum to form, and that's going to give us some kind of bearish setup. And remember now, if BTC is pumping to those levels we were talking about earlier, that 43,000, maybe that 44K, we might see some of these alts pushing into resistance areas, and that's going to tee up a lot of short opportunities, a lot of TP zones for us. So what I'd like to see here, Arbitrum, a bounce in this region, anything from this 1.67 region down to about the 50-day MA at 1.56. We get a bounce there, then I'm looking for that right shoulder there for us. Okay, let's see. Newman's looking for render, near, injective. Let's see what else we got. Sui, I've got Sui for you guys. Mario, Rune, injective as well. Okay. It's coming. Guys, let me know. Has anybody dipped into some of these longs yet? And can you please answer my poll? I see not all of you have answered my poll at the moment that's sitting in the chats here. I'm asking you a question. We're holding this 40K region. What is happening next? Are we getting the 43K or are we getting the 37K? So far, the sentiment here is bearish. It's 59%. Ray, 59% bears. It's almost time to start pulling out the longs. Almost time for longs, Ray. Almost time. Okay, so far, guys, carry on voting. I've only got 440 votes here. So 58% are saying 37K next. 42% like 43K. Okay, so keep those votes coming in because that might affect our next potential trade that we're looking at. Cunning George says 43 to 45K bounce coming first. I must say, I'm leaning towards that bounce, but I do want to see the CME gap get closed. I want them to just come and flush us quickly. They must get on with it now. They must stop burning us like this. They're just bleeding us. Okay, next setup I've got for you guys is Lido. So Lido is also looking pretty hot here on the weekly. And look, I see we're just putting pressure on this 50-day MA. But let's just pull this weekly up just to give you a bit of a perspective here. Lido has been bleeding on the weekly now with this weakness into a nice little area here. Let's using my chart. Okay, so first zone here for Lido that I'm very interested in, the 618 tied in with a 50-day MA. We're looking at it now on a weekly, and a little bit lower for Lido. We've got at about 2.58 is our next major weekly area. So these are two hot zones for Lido. If we don't bounce right now in this region here and reclaim this 50-day MA, remember the candle's putting pressure on the 50-day MA, but we want to see where this candle closes. We can look at the 4-hour. You know, they can often just send that 4-hour back up and close above that 50-day MA. So let's see if we reclaim this 50-day MA. That could be a nice little mover here for Lido at around about 2.7, just above 2.7. If we do get a little bit more of a flush from BTC, we know the reversal on Lido is more than likely going to come in this weekly area here from 2.5 to about 2.6. So maybe just a little bit longer here for Lido if they do want to bleed us a little bit more. But the 50-day MA, guys, we've got 618, we've got horizontals and that 50-day MA, giving us some kind of indication that if we do get a little BTC, little move down, they might want to come and just reclaim this 50-day on LIDA for us. And that'll tie in quite nicely with Arbitrum, which is also sitting under pressure here, but also trying to fight this 50-day MA. So let's just keep our eyes locked on these 50-day MAs. Okay, next one I've got for you guys, Solana. And now I was saying on Twitter a little bit earlier today. So guys, follow me on Twitter. There's the links in the description. It's at the Lord of Entry. So I've been posting a little bit more of my ideas and thoughts and setups for you guys on Twitter. So you can catch me there at the Lord of Entry. And it's basically what I was saying today is Sol has lost this rising trend. Okay, so we've had a candle push through this rising trend of Sols from October last year. So we know there was a bullish trend, was pushing up, things were looking hot for Sol, and we've now lost this trend with these candles, and this opens up a potentially bearish situation here on Sol. So the options we need to look at now is what's the bearish option, what's the bullish option? Well, the bullish option right now is Sol looks for a bounce in this area, and we quickly reclaim this trend above, and everybody forgets about it and we all carry on and everyone's happy like nothing happened. The bearish scenario is Sol is now going to start making its way lower to our next reaction zone, and that for me is the 786 region. So the 786 region here is 77. So that is now a region of interest here for Sol. Let me just adjust this arrow. It wasn't supposed to shoot that far up. Okay, so the area we're looking at here, if we lose this trend now, we're looking 76 to 77. That is your next reaction. That is your next bounce zone if we do drop lower. And then we're going to get a typical short setup for us. And we could be shorting Sol by the end of the week. So we're going to be looking then for potential shorts and the setup along these lines by the end of the week, I would say, if we do lose this area, because we no doubt will get some kind of altcoin bounce. We are going to get some kind of BTC bounce, that type of thing. And it's gonna, or more than likely, gonna give us some kind of opportunity on that retest. So let's look out for this, Sol traders. Right now, bullish, we bounce here, we reclaim this trend, we reclaim this 618, and we kick on like nothing ever happened. Bearish, we dip a little bit lower and we get this bounce, which is going to be a tradable long, 76, 77, that area. We can long from there. You can see this is a nice little area. So there could be a nice little bounce long, but we need to understand, if you're longing from this area, the 76, 77 region, if you're taking longs there, you need to understand there's going to be a lot of bears teeing up shorts on this retest of trend 618 50-day MA at round about 88 to 90. So that's going to be the short zone that we're going to be working on. So again, what I could suggest here is put some alarms on for yourself on TradingView. So you can just go to the plus sign there, and I'm going to put an alarm on here at the 786. So I'm going to add an alarm, and I'm going to add an alarm just above the 618. So if we start reclaiming that, then my TradingView is going to ping me. So we just go to the right hand side there, you just click plus and add that alarm. Okay, let's see who else is here in the chats. Rajan Paul says he sold all of his alts. Might be a genius, or he might be missing out on a bounce. Let's see how that's going to play out. We've got questions for ADA. Marco Hare says, afternoon, everybody. Well, how's it, Mark? What's happening? A little bit of a red afternoon here for us. Okay, let's go Link. I've got another nice little setup here for Link. And again, same story as usual. We can't get too bearish on supports, but we do need to understand when we are sitting on supports, where's our next area? If we do lose a level, where do we go? Where's our next reaction zone? Where's our next long? If we get stopped out of longs off good support, we need to understand where's our next zone? Where do we catch our next trade? We can't just randomly start trying to long if we lose areas. So I've highlighted this here for you guys right now for Link. So I'm seeing a potential bounce here for Link in this current area. So this 382 trend and 50-day MA, we could get a nice little bounce here, potential 10% move. So for those of you that are interested in a potential move right here, there is a potential trade. You can look for a stop under that wick, and you can see the thinking behind this. Quite a little simple little setup here. We've dipped down 50-day MA, rising trend, 382 and horizontals. There is confluence. We've got 382, 50-day MA, trend and horizontals. There's 4 levels of confluence here that we can look at for Link. So Link is potentially on a hot zone here for a long. Okay, your potential risk here is about 1.7%, maybe just a little bit lower if you're looking for that. And then we've got another hot zone. So if we lose this, if things turn bearish and Link starts dipping, we're looking at the same situation as Solana that we've just looked at. We're going to look for a reaction at this 200-week MA, the 100-day MA, the 618 fib, and the horizontal. So again, another massive area here for Link. So if things turn bearish here and Link wants to dip a little bit lower, big reaction zone for me for Link, round about 13.8, 13.9 is another potential long zone. So if you take this long right now where we are and you get stopped out, you know your next potential long on Link is going to be a move down to that region at the 200-week MA, the 100-day MA, this whole area here. That is your next potential long. And again, if it bounces before that, the minute Link reclaims this region here, we carry on. And as per usual, so you're going to bang out a little trend there, and you're going to look for something along those lines. So right now, Link is long here, 1.7% risk. If this trade fails, your next long, 13.8 to 13.9. That's a nice little scalper zone. Nice little move coming there for Link. And again, a potential short opportunity is going to be brewing when it pumps into that resistance area. Rectin Korea says the 786 region looks yummy. I'm guessing she's talking about that Solana setup that we were looking at. Let's see what else we got. Guys, we're almost ready to copy 𝗤𝗓𝗪𝗧's trade. Don't forget. We're going to copy this setup right now. We're going to copy it on Coincall. So guys, let me know in the chats. Have you signed up to Coincall? Get your accounts ready. We're going to do this. I'm doing it with you guys. So sign up there. Let's get this going. And we'll sell it for some likes. Here's head of likes. What are we looking at here?
That's exactly what I was just thinking about. We're at 263. We got 900
263. No, guys, come on. I'm going to replicate 𝗤𝗓𝗪𝗧's trade for you on Coincall in a couple of minutes. But you got to hit the like button, especially for Uncle Ray here. He's working hard in the back here. He's working very hard.
Anastasia agrees. Why is there only 10 streams? 10 likes on the stream?
Exactly. Okay, well, work on those likes there in the back. Make it happen there. Okay, let's see what else we got. I've got AVAX, another good one to talk about. Again, you know, sometimes when the market is doing these things, it makes sense to jump into these regular type altcoins, the ones that respond to BTC, just to get a feel for the market and see what the market as a whole wants to do. And these alts often give us clues. Solana, AVAX, Link, these type of things, they give us clues as to what is trying to happen out there. And again, it's same situation here with AVAX, massive level right now for AVAX. If you are brave enough, there is a long here right now for AVAX. In fact, I'm going to long AVAX right now off the 618. Let's open Prime XBT quickly and let's see where we are. Okay, so BTC hasn't bounced yet. Let's go AVAX. Okay, AVAX sitting on a nice juicy level here. Okay, what do we like about AVAX? Let's just open the chart one more time. Okay, so it's as simple as this. Okay, we're bouncing a little bit here on a 618. We can see this is a massive level. We can nibble at a position here. So again, a nice little strategy that you can do if you like these type of setups. You can nibble at these little areas here, little pullbacks, and eventually we get to this trend. If we do blow through the trend, that gives you the opportunity. You're already in your position. If you do blow through that trend, it gives you the ability to add to your position and obviously grow the size of it with the assumption that it's going to move higher. So that is a way I like to play things. I like these big horizontal areas, these reaction zones and that type of thing. And once you are breaking that trend, you can add to that position and grow the size. So what we can do here is we can open a little starter position long here on AVAX. Okay, so let's see how many we got here. Let's go 50 AVAX is 1500. Let's go 100 AVAX. Okay, let's place order. Okay, so we locked in there. We bought 100 AVAX as a starter position, and now you can see the candle, you can see the lows. If they want to come and wick us lower, they're gonna push this candle down. So what we can do is we can say we can stop out under here if we are wrong. So you can have a hard stop or you can have a manual stop. A manual stop is when you wait for it to the candle to close under that area, or a hard stop is just a stop sitting there. And the minute it touches that, it automatically closes you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a stop here at 30.155. So if we do dip below this candle, then I'm out of that position. If they do then wick us up later, then that is obviously a potential loss there for me. So let's hit the stop loss here.
Very responsible of you. I like the responsibility here.
What's that again, Ray?
Very responsible of you.
We'll go 30.154. Okay, there we go. The stop is in. Okay, there we go. So there's a hard stop. So a hard stop, guys, is then you can sometimes walk away, you get stopped out, you come back, and they've come and wicked you out and they've sent it back up. So if you are trading, if you are able to sit in front of your PC, a strategy that I like personally is a soft stop. And I watch those candles. I look for those closes under those areas before I panic sell. I don't like to panic exit out of anything. I like to see these candles generally close. But again, if you're away from your PC or you're away from your trade, then a hard stop, obviously, or if you're sleeping, you don't want to get sent to zero while you're sleeping. So make sure then you have your stop in place. Okay, what else we got here? 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗚 says Ray has no shades. He's daring us to blind him with the likes. Blind the man with the likes. Okay, let's go to our next one. I see, links looking okay for now. Okay, the next one, we got to talk about this. I think everyone's talking about this, but I mean this news over Doge. I just like this tweet here. JJ Cycles. He's like, X payments account created by Elon. What happened to the dog coins? Immediately, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 pumped. Doge plump. But I must say, the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 chart actually looks pretty shitty on the daily, but the Doge chart has a decent vibe to it. So there might be something here in the tank for Doge. So Doge traders, what you see here in front of you, Doge on the 12-hour. Let's see what we got here. Nice little double bottom on the 618. Okay, so if we just go back in history here, we can see what's happened here. We've got the 618, we've got the 200-day MA holding us up as support. The news came out for Doge. They pumped it. Obviously, it rejects. Where? 50-day MA rejection, horizontals. Okay, rejection in that zone. They sent it lower. Me and Dave from the Sniper Club, we shorted this yesterday on the Sniper Club. So we're sitting in this current Doge short here at this 382. And our TP zone is going to be the 618 area. And this is a nice little region where you can get a potential long entry. So right now, if you want to be long Doge, we're looking for something along these lines. Okay, one more, maybe one more flush here from BTC. But if we get this visit into the 618 region, that is an area we're looking at. And our resistance zone, again, is going to be the 0.0874 area. So watch this region closely. If we do get that rejection there, then we know we do have a new downtrend that we're going to be playing with on Doge. But right now, I like the support here, the 618 and trend retest on the 12-hour and daily. And anything below 0.0806, you lose that level. 0.0806, you lose that level, then we are looking a little bit tired. And it was just a little pump and dump then on Doge. But right now it's a nice little setup here. We've broken trend, we've rejected, we've come back, and we've tested 618 horizontals and trend. So far so good on Doge. Michelle says she got that short. Okay, nice one, Michelle. Yeah, we're still sitting in that one. Let's see what else we got. 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗚 was playing the Doge pump and he got rinsed. 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗚 is taking AVAX. Yeah, look, I mean, a lot of these charts look the same, guys. It's literally a situation now. Pick your favorite altcoin. There's no bias here. AVAX, Injective, Sol, all of these things, they're all sitting on these levels. And if we do get some kind of bounce, well, then it's going to work out nicely. You know, we're going to say, well, we nailed the entries, we nailed these levels, but at the end of the day, we're playing solid support areas. And here is another example. Injective is now hanging on a thread on this 12-hour, well, it's actually daily support. And you can see this was an area we highlighted ages ago here as a support region. You've been watching this one last week. I actually gave you guys this level on my show. I think it was on Thursday. We were talking about this 34 region as a potential bounce. They came here, they gave us the bounce. Okay, what did they do? They rejected again at a nice horizontal region here. They gave us that rejection and they've sent us back now down. So this is now a big area for Injective. We're playing with this 50-day MA. We've seen so many tokens here sitting on these 50-day MA. So really, there's a big fight on the cards now. We need this BTC to bounce, and we want these tokens to start reclaiming this 50-day MA and just, you know, make things normal again. You know, we just want to pump. So that is what we're looking at. Injective. This is your level. If you lose 33.5, okay, you are losing this horizontal region, but we do have a backup here at the 786. So we do have a 786 fib that does have a little bit of horizontal. So I'd say your deepest zone that you want to go for Injective, 32.65, your absolute deepest here. That's really the result you want. You don't want to go much lower than that because you're going to open this region down here at 30 to 29. You can see why this is the next hot zone. And they might then want to just come out and wipe this whole candle out all the way down. So 29 to 28 is my next big zone. If we close under 32.6, so if we get this close under the 786, I'm looking for longs later on Injective at 28 to 29. And remember, we might be net down for the next couple of months. We might be net down for the next few weeks. So, you know, a lot of these pumps that we're going to get might be short-term moves. We might get 5%, 10% here or there. And, you know, as long as BTC is trending down and wants to send us down to that 30 to 32 level, then I think a lot of these altcoins are just going to trend down level by level here. And they're going to give us opportunities both ways. But we need to be disciplined. We can't hold these positions too long. So if we're in longs, we can't hang on too long to them like we were doing a couple of weeks ago. Bruce was asking about the sign behind me. Forgive me. It's green and it should be red, right? Well, we're going to leave it green in the hope that they're going to bounce us here. So we're going to see what they're doing. Now it makes sense what you were talking about here. Okay, the next one I've got is stacks. Let's this is just a stacks. It's a recap on stacks. I've spoken about this one quite a few times. We've been waiting for the stacks setup. I think we spoke about this one when we were up here. This must have been 11th of January. We started identifying this region on stacks as a potential long trade that I was looking at. And here we are, we're finally getting there. We're just drifting into this zone. And stacks is now finally coming into an area of interest. And again, I'm keeping it very simple here. This is a 618 bounce we're looking at. 618 reaction we're looking at down here at this region. We do have some horizontal tie-in, obviously, but we are looking for something along these lines here. And this is 1.3, anything around 1.3. And I think stacks might give us the gift we wanted. It is fighting the 50-day MA, like we've seen some of these other tokens. So if it does want to move early, we know what to do. Okay, you can see the higher horizontal. If it moves early, you're looking for something along these lines. Okay, something like that, a little reaction or a rejection at that horizontal at the top. And then you can look to buy this retest in that area. So if we bounce here, right here, where we are, off this 50-day MA, you're looking for a retest to confirm at 1.44. If you get that 1.44 as support confirmed, then you could have a potential long here on a trend break there for stacks. Anastasia says, apparently FTX is done selling GBTC shares. Ironically, they have held the most. Shall see relief now. Okay, well, maybe it's going to be in the charts here. Let's see. And Roger says SUI has bounced off a 618. So we're going to take a look at the SUI now because we did give a SUI trade in the Sniper Club earlier today. Ray, Ray's missing now. I was calling Ray, but I see he's not there. We're gonna look at this likeage now, and then we're gonna try and copy Arthur Hayes' trade in a couple of minutes. let's look at render while we wait. Another little setup I've been looking at for render. And look, if it's going to run now, if it's going to run early, then we're going to miss the, the dream entry of this nice little horizontal. But there's always a trend that you can climb onto. So remember, if these trades run away from you, you always have your next plan, which is a break of trend, little retest. You can play this game, and then you get your targets higher up. I did identify this region lower down, and you can see I've set my alarm here for render. So I'm looking for render, ideally 3.68 if we get a little pullback into that zone. So 3.68, nice little zone for me for a bounce here for render. And you can see it makes sense. A nice little range could be a nice play here on the long with a potential 17% move. And then lower down, if we get a bigger flush on render, your backup level. So just add this to your chart. It's a combination here of the wick lows and the 100-day MA. So you're looking at around about 3.4 here on render. Rect in Korea says we have 347 likes. Guys, come on. You got to work on that likeage here, especially if we're going to start coppering Uncle Arthur Hayes's setups there. Okay, another chart I've got for you, Ondo. This one's been in the news lately. There's been a little bit of excitement around Ondo, and you can see what's going on here. They just a little bit of distribution, a little bit of accumulation. You know what they're doing here. There's some buying happening here in this little range. What I can give you, Ondo traders, if you are interested in this project, your resistance area you need to keep your eyes on 0.301. Okay, and your support play right now, you've got beautiful horizontal here. I really like the look of this. You can see what these guys have done here. They've just blown through some horizontals for us and come back, retested it perfectly. Let's just wipe this for you. So what they've done here, they've blown this horizontal. As you can see, we had a nice little horizontal area, blown the horizontal, little retest here. Believe it or not, 618 coming into play, and they're going to play this game. So what I would suggest here, again, if you're looking for this Ondo setup, we're going to just look for this break. We want to look for that support, just like they've done here. We just want a repeat of that, and then potential entry there for us for that bigger move higher up. And then that's price discovery, and it's anyone's guess as to where we go. We could play the 1.618 game there and the 2.618 game, but basically we break this current high. Let's look for some support, and then we do have our potential longs. And then lower down, any pullbacks, I would say this support region for you, 0.234, is a nice little support region. If they do want to sweat you out and give us some kind of pullback, that's a nice potential long zone, 0.234. Nice little area there. Saketh says, can we do options on altcoins now, or strike options on altcoin? Well, on Coincall, if you sign up with Coincall, in the description, you can trade these options. They give us a couple. There's Caspers in there, Filecoins in there. I think there's Sol in there. We've obviously got BTC, ETH, all these type of things. We're going to look through that now. Okay, 𝗬𝗓. Here's the 𝗬𝗓 situation from earlier today, and this was a setup I dropped in the Sniper Club. Again, for those of you that don't know what the Sniper Club is, it's the entire Sniper team. It's Sheldon and myself, obviously. Then we've got the whole Sniper crew that you know of. We in there, we're giving signals, we're dropping charts, we're doing regular Zoom sessions, live trading, all these types of things. And one of the advantages of being there is that we drop the occasional signal. And I dropped this setup today for 𝗬𝗓. It was just looking too good, and it was in a nice little zone with 618, some horizontals, was telling us we were going to get some kind of reaction there. And so this 𝗬𝗓 trade is now running at the moment. So anyone in this position, well, your options now, you can de-risk already. If you want, you can move your stop to entry. Otherwise, new traders, or those that aren't in the current trade, your entry box still remains the same here, 1.05 down to 1.02. Anything in that box is a nice little entry here for 𝗬𝗓. And we've kept these TPs quite low, because again, any pumps we're getting at the moment, I don't want to get too excited, because this market is trending down. Things are feeling a little bit bearish. So any pumps we're getting at the moment, we're looking at very short TP areas here. We just want to make sure we bank some profits as we go for any bounces. And Roger commented there that 𝗬𝗓 bounced on the 618, 100%. It bounced on the 618. Yeah, well spotted. Okay, let's see. Let's go. time to copy 𝗤𝗂𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗟 trade. Okay, so 𝗤𝗂𝗓𝗓, he's gone long put, so he's taken a bearish option on BTC, saying 35K by the 29th of March 2024. Okay, so Coincall does that for us. Okay, so what you're going to do for Coincall, you can see the price is going up for this option. You can see people are feeling bearish. Okay, so what you can do to Coincall is you go to options. You'll hit the options menu. You can see they got a nice selection here: Link, Matic, Tron, BCH, File. There's options for all these tokens. So whether you think they're going higher or you think they're going lower, you can pick the dates. So what I've done here is I'm looking for the BTC March 24 35,000 put option, and if you scroll through the list here, you can see it comes down in this list. So just look in this list here, you'll find it here, this one. So I've highlighted it here. You can click on it, and it gives you a nice little summary on the side. So basically it says you are paying X amount USD for the right to sell X amount BTC for a certain price. Okay, if BTC isn't 35,000 or lower on the 29th of March, the option expires worthless. So what we're doing is we're essentially taking a bet that BTC is going to be below 35K. If BTC is around 30K, well, we're going to kill it. We're going to make a shit ton of money. And if it doesn't, if it's higher than 35K, for example, say it's 36, well, they're going to take that option money from me. So I'm paying for the right to have that option, and that is my ticket to the party. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click the ask price because I want to buy this option. So the ask price is 1035. So I'm going to click that ask price. I'm going to drag my dial based on how much I want to spend here. Let's say $300. Okay, there, 303. And so now I'm going to buy this option. And now it's locked in. So now we've now copied 𝗤𝗂𝗓𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗟's option play. So now we're in the game. So we're going to see what happens when this expires, March 24. We're going to see how it plays out. And then again, you can see your positions here at the bottom side of the screen. This CAS option that I took last week, calling CAS to be lower than 0.0925. So that's still in play. Then I've got my BTC $140,000 option that I took with 𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗟. We got the amount wrong somehow, but you can see I'm sweating on that one now. And this is the current one we've just opened, and then we've got these ETH options. Where were we? September 24, $4,000. September 24, $5,500 for ETH, and then 29th of March. There's a tiny one here. I think the exchange gave this to us for 2,800 for ETH. Okay, so that's how you can do options, call options, put options on Coincall, guys. So sign up in the link there, and often it's a nice hedge. If you are taking a load of longs, it's a nice little hedge to maybe have a put option available, or if you're taking a load of shorts, it's a nice little option to have a call option available there for you guys. Let's update BTC quickly. Okay, so again, so far we're just hanging on to this region here on BTC. Guys, I would watch these levels carefully. I've gone through them. Go back to the start just to cover these levels one more time. Otherwise, again, 40,400, we're watching this region, and then that CME gap. I don't know why they wouldn't want to close it. It's a perfect opportunity, unless it's some kind of trap and everyone's waiting for it and they're going to just send it up without revisiting that. So remember your horizontals here higher up, this 41.8 and your other level 43.156. Okay, we've run out of time. Again, we've smashed a lot of levels here. You guys, you know what to look out for right now. These altcoins are in hot zones. So if we're going to get a bounce, these are going to be hot zones. These are going to be the great entries for you guys. If we do get flushed out again, tight stops, you can see the bottom of these wicks. Look for these candle closes under these regions. And now you know a lot of these tokens we went through today, you know the next level, where we're going to get a bounce. And if we do move to those next levels, we want to TP quickly on any longs. I would say we're looking net negative for the next few weeks, maybe next couple of months. We need to see what the market gives us. But we're going to be looking for shorts on any pumps into these areas. We're going to be looking to take profits. Guys, be safe out there. Tomorrow, we're going to get a picture as to what's actually happened here. And maybe we're at these levels lower down again, or maybe we have moved up and we're going to be taking profits. So looking forward to tomorrow with you guys. See you later.